What is a real estate investor? I get asked this question all of the time. As a real estate entrepreneur, a mentor, a speaker, an author, a mom of five, and so much more, especially now that I'm on YouTube, this is a very important question. What does it take to be a real estate investor? How much money does it cost? Can I be a real estate investor with bad credit? Well, in this video, I'm going to answer all of your questions about what it really takes and what it really is to be a real estate investor, but more importantly, how you can do it.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, all you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So let's get right into it. I am not going to waste your time. I am a real estate investor. I'm really a real estate entrepreneur because I do more than just invest in real estate. I also write books about real estate. I have a YouTube channel and social media teaching on real estate. I speak about real estate at different events and conferences and schools. So I have lots of different businesses that revolve around real estate. So I consider myself more than a real estate investor. I consider myself a real estate entrepreneur because I have actual businesses around real estate. But real estate investing is really what turned me in from working every single day, living in my parents' basement, broke, bankrupt, to a multi-millionaire. Real estate is the #1 way to wealth, and as a real estate investor, I use real estate to make profits. So let's get into it. By definition, a real estate investor is anyone that buys, sells, rents, leases, or uses real estate to make profit. Plain and simple. Do you use real estate to make money? Well, then you're a real estate investor. Well, now let's talk about all of those different things, because many people will say, well, is a real estate agent a real estate investor? Absolutely not. A real estate agent is someone that takes people around in their car, showing them houses to buy or sell, or someone that goes to people's homes or buildings and offers to sell them for them and market those properties. They represent people that have real estate that want to buy or sell it. That is a real estate agent. Now, a real estate investor uses real estate to make a profit. Real estate agents are paid commissions and they actually work on commissions, but real estate investors are working for a profit. So let's explore all of the different ways that you can be a real estate investor with little to no money. When I was broke, bankrupt, and living in my parents' basement, I started doing something called wholesaling. I literally ended up in my parents' basement because I started flipping houses with a full-time job and no education. I had no idea what I was doing. I was in my early 20s and I just started fixing and flipping houses with people on, that I worked with, watching TV and things like that. Well, when the market crashed in 2008, guess what? I lost everything. I wasn't really a real estate investor because I never really learned about real estate. I didn't know about market trends. I didn't understand market cycles. I didn't even really understand the financing of real estate. I would just use hard money loans and then I would, use my own credit. But as a real estate investor and someone that has been educated in this field now, I can tell you that you can actually invest in real estate with little money, no job, and bad credit using something called wholesaling. So when I lost everything and I moved back into my parents' basement, broke, bankrupt with bad credit, I learned real estate investing. My coach taught me to find people that were in distress. This is the best way to start investing in real estate. If you can find real estate at a discount, then you usually can make lots of money, even if you don't keep the property. Literally, I would find people that were behind on their payments, people that were in bankruptcy, divorce, probate, and all of these different things. I would get them under contract and then I would assign those contracts to an investor for a fee. That is assigning the contract, that is wholesaling. This was an amazing way for me to start picking up $5,000 per deal and for me to get out of my parents' basement and get back on my feet. Once I was able to get back on my feet, then I was able to fix my credit and then I started fixing and flipping. Fixing and flipping is an amazing thing to do as a real estate investor. Basically, you use those same techniques for wholesaling. Find people that are in distress, bankrupt, bad credit, having a distressed situation, then improve the property. do the renovation, do the rehab, and then sell it for a higher fee. Then you will make a profit. On average, a fix and flip will make you about $65,000. In fact, it's almost $66,000. When I last looked, the average profit was $65,900. Think about it. If you flip one house and you make $65,000, how many houses would you need to flip per year? So again, being a real estate investor is using real estate to make a profit. Once I got finished kind of with fixing and flipping, I did that for a while and I still fix and flip. I started keeping a lot of the properties and built a rental portfolio. This way I could keep the properties for many years and they would go up in value. As a real estate investor, the real money is in the appreciation. Yes, you can make tons of money doing wholesaling and fixing and flipping, but imagine if you renovated the property, put a tenant in the property, and then let the property sit for 2, 3, 4 years and then sold it and made $200,000. Well, again, how many properties would you need to sell of yours if you were getting $200,000 profit from each one? Exactly. This is why real estate investing is amazing and it's a great way to grow your wealth. And like I said, and I just shared with my story, you could start with bad credit and no money in wholesaling and then grow all the way to being a real estate millionaire with rental properties. Then once I've mastered that, now I'm into apartment buildings and multifamilies and even commercial office buildings and spaces and things like that. So as you grow in the business, you can grow. Commercial real estate investors make hundreds of thousands of dollars on each deal. Literally, I have been able to invest in an apartment and then like I said, I sell a house and make $200,000. Imagine what I make when I sell a 24-unit apartment building. Yeah, you do the math. So again, as you grow, it grows. So the thing that you need to know when it comes to real estate investing is you are going to be trading a smaller amount of money for a larger amount. Think about it. Would you trade $1,000 for $10,000? Most likely, yes. Would you trade $10,000 for $100,000? Yes, right? So again, as you get into the mindset of investing, again, taking a smaller amount of money, I'm going to put in $1,000, I'm going to put in $10,000, and I'm going to get out $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. Now I am investing. My money is growing. Real estate is an amazing way to grow your wealth and to grow your money because it offers a stable and tangible asset. Again, you can cash flow that property with rentals. Again, you can have long-term tenants or short-term tenants. You could sell those properties off. You could leverage them by pulling cash out and doing refinances. Or you could even trade in your smaller property. Say you have 5 or 10 houses, and then you can get a 24-unit apartment building. And now you have one piece of property making you double what 5 or 10 houses would make. So again, real estate investing is really like Monopoly. You'll get that first property, you get it making money, then you get another one, then you may trade those little houses for a hotel. Now again, I'm not really into the hotels. I like apartment complexes because I can literally have my own little hotel in my apartment complex. Let me explain that. I can have an apartment building and maybe just say it has 24 units. Me and my friend John, he has an apartment complex in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a 24 unit. They took 8 of the units and they made those into short-term rentals, and then the other 16 are long-term units, okay? So he has the cash flow from the long-term tenants, and then he has those 8 Airbnbs in that complex. Well, guess what? Not only is he making more cash flow than he would if he made all 24 of them long-term tenants, he actually gets more cash flow from the short-term rentals, plus he has the stability of the long-term tenants, and he has an asset that is going up in value. Additionally, on this particular deal, he was able to get seller financing, meaning he did not have to go to a bank, he didn't have to go to a lender, he didn't have to show his tax returns, he did not have to do any of those things. The seller financed that apartment building. So these are the types of things that you can do when it comes to real estate investing, and you don't have to have tons of money or good credit. You literally just have to get in there and start learning the right way to do it, the way that Noelle did. If you want to learn about real estate investing, I have a gift for you. Get my book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, absolutely free. Just go to noellsfreebook.com right now because supplies are limited. This book is free. You just cover the shipping. I have poured my heart into this book. It has templates, scripts, checklists, and so many things that you need to invest in real estate. I was able to invest in real estate when I was broke, bankrupt, with bad credit, and in my parents' basement, and today I am a multi-millionaire through real estate. This book has all of the secrets, and again, it's absolutely free. Just go to noellsfreebook.com. It's right here on the screen. Again, that's noellsfreebook.com. noellsfreebook.com right now. Go there and get this book. Supplies are limited and we are almost sold out. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.